I don't need this. My name is Dick Connette, and the only connection I have to Elizabeth is through the garden, but that's enough. For me, I'm not standing. Sorry. I'm not here to mostly talk about Elizabeth. I'm here to talk about us. But I will say something about Elizabeth, but mostly about us. This is what happens. Death stops us, and then we have to move on. Elizabeth, this is the one thing I'm going to say about Elizabeth, and then I'm going to go back to us, because us is what we have here. Elizabeth is there. We take her with us. Say this about Elizabeth. It was true of her like very few people that I've ever met. And it's something that anyone who knows me knows that I cherish. She was always the same Elizabeth. I'm still a baby, you know. I want the world to be the same. You know, if you mix it up on me, I get confused. Elizabeth was always the same Elizabeth, and that was a great, good thing. There was nothing wrong in my life with Elizabeth. You know, Joe had these 12 fights, you know, he can work that out on his own. People that know me know that I've got no God. I wish I did, I don't. I get down on my knees and cry, I've got no God. Somebody help me. If you've got one, bless you. But I have come to the conclusion recently that, you know, I've got no God the way, you know, all of us wise-ass sophomores or atheists or agnostic. I know I complained about my parents' religion. That when you broke it down, it was mumbo-jumbo. We were Protestants. We were Presbyterians because we had a couple pumps. But I rejected that for all the obvious stupid reasons. I've come to think, or I should say, and I kind of feel like I'm crossing myself here, I've come to believe that in all the world's religions, you know, it's mixed up because lots of people in any religion get a voice, like in Hindu or Buddhists or Catholics. You know, there's this ton of voices, then we get these books, like, you know, I'm going to get to the Hindus soon, and I'll be off soon, believe me. The Upanishads, you can't read it, you know, it's just crazy. But I want to talk about the Upanishads briefly, because there's two gods. As the Hindu guy at the newsstand said to me today, Shiva is the thing. But for me, the real thing is Kali. Kali is a female goddess, or a female god, you know, I don't know what's correct. But she is the goddess, or she's the god of blackness, of destruction, of death, of time, and of change. Shiva is the god of ideals. And between them, they create the world. Together, they create the world. But you cannot live in the world unless you embrace Kali. Unless you embrace blackness, destruction, death, time, and change. And the Hindus say, I found this out this morning from the newspaper guy, you know, and you could go to him at the corner of Spring and Lafayette. He's a Hindu. I asked him today. I said, do you dig Kali? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, and he said, Jai Ma Kali. So what's that mean? You know, I couldn't even say it right. Spelled it out there, but it says, Hail, Jai, Ma, Mother, Kali, goddess. Because if you don't, they create the world, Kali and Shiva, but only if you embrace Kali do you know how to live in the world. So I'm here to say Jai Ma Kali, and all praises to Elizabeth and who she was in this world. And let's carry her with us.